So I've been working with tech support regarding a heat sensor problem that I'm having here in my Hotend. So I was just moving this Z-axis up so I can take this fan shroud off and show you guys what I have been dealing with. Maybe someone out there in the world's got some suggestions for me. Try to get my tripod here organized. Well, that might work a little bit, maybe not. So essentially what happened was I just get random heat loss. It'll say it's printing, it'll say my hot end is heated up to 220, and as it's printing, it will slowly drop to, as low as 170 and shut off. So what's been happening is my prints, if I print anywhere on the close side, left side of the board I'm facing, this is the left, I have no problems. Once I get past the midpoint coming right, I start to have heat sensor problems. So they had me take off the fan shroud, flip it over, go to the side here and look at the thermistor, and there's a small screw that holds the thermistor in place that was missing. It looked like it had been there once and possibly fell out during shipping, or I don't know. But anyways, it was missing when I got it. So initially all of my prints have been pretty small, and I've always been doing them in this top corner right here because this is my XYZ in Cura. So everything kind of bases off of that particular point. So it wasn't until I started doing some larger prints that this problem developed. So it's pretty interesting. Just gonna unplug that real quick. So it's pretty interesting to see because I'm absolutely novice when it comes to 3D printing. So I've never seen the inside of a 3D printer. The hot end, I don't, some of these are terms I learned on YouTube prior to buying a printer. So I'll show you kind of real quick what I ended up doing in the meantime, because it's been several weeks. So this spot right here, there was no screw in place. This is the thermistor wire, and you can see it's just super loose in there. Really loose. That nut does not do anything, or this screw does not do anything. It's too long. It does not make contact with these wires in any way, shape, or form. So what I ended up having to do is buy some heat resistant tape off Amazon and wrap this thermistor to be held in there. And then I put the screw back in just because, or a screw back in. That screw came with a bag of spare parts. It fits in the hole, but again, it's too long. It doesn't make contact with the wires. So this is what I've had to do to kind of keep my printer up and running. Tech support said they're going to send me a screw. It's been at least a week since I've heard from them. And I still don't have a screw to put in there to make contact with that set of thermistor wires. So my next thing I will probably do is just buy a new hot end altogether, and the hot ends I see come with those screws, so I'll probably just upgrade the hot end just because, and hopefully it will solve that problem. So again, really enjoying the machine. This is a learning process. It's not one I expected on a brand new machine to have something this basic giving me a hard time. And again, this wire, the thermistor it's a safety thing. It tells the hot end tells the computer how hot the hot end is and whether it needs to increase or decrease the heat. And when the computer is being told to heat this up, and then all of a sudden senses no heat, it shuts the machine off. Again, I'm guessing that's a safety feature. I don't want my house to burn down or anything, so I'm happy that it's there. There have been a few times when the machine stops and the build plate stays warm and the hot end stays warm. I don't know why that happens. It's only happened once or twice. So this is the hot end, this whole contraption here. There's tape wrapped around this direction that came from the factory. I put one piece around left to right to hold the thermistor in place. And you can see it's still pretty loose in there, but it's holding up. I still get, probably 50 to 60% of my prints are successful. So still a pretty high failure rate. And when they're taking 7 hours and I get a print going and 4 hours in it fails, it's pretty frustrating. So that's one potential upgrade that I'll be doing a video on here in the next couple days to a week. I'm trying to figure out, so this machine is new to me. I don't know anything, like I said, about 3D printers, so I'm not sure how to source like what hot ends will work with this particular machine. All the videos, they're pretty standard. This is a barrel that goes in, thermistor goes in a hole. So I can get this exact hot end, something that looks like this exact hot end, for $12 on Amazon. I'm thinking of upgrading to an all metal. So I'm going to take this apart and play with it and tinker and see what this looks like inside after I purchase a new hot end and I know it works. So I'll kind of do some other videos on what this looks like afterwards. Thanks for watching.